Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here, and we are going to continue our budget rogue climb. This is just going to be like a part tour of my desperate climb to get to 15. Why do I want to get to 15? Let me think about it. Well, as I explained in the previous video, there are certain breakpoints for rewards chests. Every 5 ranks for rewards chests. I'll put a link in the show notes again. And this is a good start. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take all the ones. Possibly worth throwing back to look for a 2, but the amount of pressure we can put on is going to be pretty crazy. Yeah, so there are a number of breakpoints for mentally blanking here. This is going to be so powerful. If he doesn't clear these, I'm going to get a 3/2 weapon for free. And then just go bang, bang, bang. 7 damage each turn. Bang, bang, bang. And then there's like there's burn in my hand. This game can quickly get out of hand, but we will see if it actually does. And I think it will. This is going to be a pressure, like a health pressuring game. Let's do it. And if I pick up an oil, like a South Sea oil, turn 5 South Sea oil is pretty much guaranteed to end the game, and this is sort of how an aggro rogue might look. It's fine. I have it. And you know what? I will weapon up and deadly. I'll forgo the 3 extra damage, but this gives me a 5/2 weapon, giving me basically I use the deadly to clear a buffed up what's a face technician. It's always worth it. And next turn I can Valiant Eviscerate to clear whatever else comes out next. This is a Dragon Priest, so there's a number of taunts, there's a number of big minions, but I'm not okay. You're gonna blow. Okay. You're gonna blow that. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's exactly what I was looking for. Are you up for using a Shadow Word Death on a 7/3 Blood Cell Raider? Are you up for that? Because I think you might actually have to do that. Like you can't not do that. Even or a BGH. A BGH would work too. Oh, this is fine too. That's fine also. Yep, I will Tiger and swing.
Here we go.
This thing is susceptible to Holy Nova, but otherwise we're okay. Looks like our opponent has gotten through the early game. So what are you playing? That's fine. That's really slow. That is ridiculously slow. So what I will do is I'll keep pressuring. And there needs to be some sort of insane life gain from my opponent, I think. There's no way for him to clear my board entire. Light Bomb? Light Bomb will do it. Light Bomb will help quite a lot. But Light Bomb precludes him from healing, which means I can add 6 damage next turn. So I think we're done. I could be wrong. Because you could Light Bomb, and this thing gets damaged by 1, and then you could draw. Oh, okay, we're not quite done. And then you could draw into Flash Heal, and that would be quite helpful. You serious? When you're this low, you have to heal yourself, dude. You're not going to win if you don't. Yeah, see, exactly. So in a more aggressive deck, you would run Double Sap. When you're this low, you have to heal yourself. And you can't develop something as slow as Acolyte. When your opponent has a really fast start, you need to play super defensively, otherwise you're just going to lose. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Oh, excellent. Let's pick up some more. We got our Payday. Payday came through. So hopefully, how many packs? Oh, just off. Anyway, that's okay. That's okay. We're still looking for SI7s, so I'm going to stick with classics. Give me something that I want. Come on. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to this epic. The rest, not really. Dark Iron I already have 2 copies of, and I think I've decided I don't want them in this deck. I don't want more than 1 in this deck. So I'm going to go do the disenchant. And type in new. Snakes. I will get rid of the snakes. Dust Devil. I could easily disenchant these guys, but not worth the dust. I will disenchant the Dust Devil. Because the Snake Trap. And what am I missing in my deck? I'm missing faster endgame, actually. Boulder. I think I will be replacing a Boulder with a I don't have double oil. I think a Sunwalker. It could be like a really bad decision. Let's see what other 6-drops we have that are rare. So I can either go Master Jaster, which is really a little inconsistent. Argent Commander, which is also good. Good with oil, but it's like a 10 mana play. Or Sunwalker, which is more defensive, more useful against... Like, if you get to turn 6 and you can drop this thing against an aggro deck, they have to spend quite a few resources to do it, to clear it. So I will put in a Sunwalker. So I will... in is a Sunwalker. Out is an Ogre. So it's a flat 100 dust increase to deck cost. That's not too bad. Okay, let's do that. I've been sitting on this for a while. I could have gone for SI7, but I think my mid game is okay. It's just my late game is a little bit wanting. Okay, so I will once again disappear into the YouTube vortex and be right back. Okay, so I think the deck list has been updated. We've added 100 dust cost to our deck, replacing a Soulbound card with a Sunwalker. And I think I like that change. I've been sitting on that change for a while, but Ogre is good, but Ogre is really a little too slow. Ogre is very easily removed. I mean, not as easily removed as some things. If this is a control where we're going to have some trouble. But a Sunwalker is faster, and this is I like playing tempo. I like having tempo, and again the Divine Shield combos very well with oil. So what are you doing? You coined armor. What? What is your game, my friend? What are you playing at? I'll keep developing. What are you playing at? Why would you coin armor up? Is this some sort of like fatigue deck where you should be coin armoring up? This is not the deck to be playing it against. Why didn't you coin Axe? I wonder why you didn't coin Axe. Turn 4. I don't have a turn 4 place. I will just weapon up. And I will... Do I swing? Yeah, because my turn 5, I have Assassin's Blade in hand. Might as well swing. Just save the 1 charge. The reason I don't play the Earthen Ring is I want to give him a target, but not the best target for his axe. Now that works out really well because he used up the 2nd charge, and now I can play this thing. I think I will still play the Earthen Ring, and I will hold the charge just in case I want to develop Stranglethorn Tiger next turn. It's always useful to the final charge of your... Let me write this down. Final charge of your dagger is much more valuable than the first charge. Yeah, the 2nd charge or the final charge, because sometimes you may develop into a final charge. Yeah, I think I develop this, and I will swing at the armor. It's important to keep a lid on the warrior's armor. The final charge of your dagger, or the final charge of any weapon, is much more valuable than the initial charge of it. Okay, this gives me a fire weapon. Yep, that's pretty good. Ooh, I could do this actually. Buccaneer Assassins. I'm very vulnerable to ooze at that point. If I... yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. This allows me to protect my Argent Horse Rider. You swinging into the ooze that's left behind protects the Divine Shield, and warriors have a better time dealing with... Oh, actually, no. Yes and no. Warriors have things like Whirlwind to deal with Divine Shield, but it's still going to cost them a card to deal with it. There's some sort of a heavy card draw. Okay, interesting. You're going to blow an axe charge on me. Really? Really? Okay. I see what you're doing there. I think I do this actually. I clear both of the little annoyances. He'll draw a couple of cards, it's fine. But this thing is not challenged by the Fiery War Axe. Not at all. So... it's important, if I was going to clear, it's important to clear them both, because one of the acolytes into the Dark Iron Okay, that's fine. Is this some sort of patron? No, not patron. Discount on 5 cards. Not too bad. I would love to find something. Oh, not quite. Actually, not quite. Not quite enough. It's a bit of an awkward turn for me.
I wonder.
Do I give him a second tick of? I think I do. I think I give up the sec. I give him a second tick. It's going to be really dangerous.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be really dangerous to give him a second tick, but I think I have to. The other line of play would involve Dark Iron and Weapon into. There was no way. I don't think there was a way for me to clear this thing. Yeah, a sap would have been decent, but I don't know. Let's see what you've got. Well, let's see what you've discounted in your hand. Yeah, it looks like it's some sort of a fatigue. That's fine. See, even though it's reduced in cost, it still costs him a card to remove my things, and that's not too bad. Okay, I see what you're doing. Oil works, but I think I will just play it safe. Both executes. Oh, 2 shield slams have come out. I think there's still 1 execute remaining. I'm not too worried about it though, since a lot of the removal has been used up. If this thing goes to face for even just 1 hit, it can mean the game. Okay. Doomsayer in a... Okay, interesting. If I pick up a sap, it can be quite problematic for him, but no sap, no such luck. I will just clear this. There may be a Grimash in there, actually. Do I want to use the Loot Hoarder to draw a card? I think I may have to. And I will develop my Assassins just to use up the mana. I could easily be dead to Grimash. Grimash, anything. Actually, there's a number of things I could be dead to. So yeah. Okay, not quite. Not quite. Yeah, it's the double Thaurissan tick did a lot of work, I think. And now if I can pick up a Flurry, the Sunwalker does good work. Yeah, the Sunwalker is good, and I think I just need to start swinging. I'm probably still dead. Actually, that's not too bad because the BGH came out. A BGH came out, and then I buffed Sunwalker into BGH range. Unlikely that my opponent has 2 BGH. And what I'm really looking for here is health gain. I need my... So it's probably going to be whack. Ooh, I wouldn't have done that because this thing could turn into... Okay, Egg's not a bad thing for me. You taking 7 damage to face is not too bad for me either. Now the extra armor gain is, it's not great. But Egg actually allows me to MCT. That's if I survive that long. I don't think I will. Deadly is not going to help. Yeah, I'm dead. That's a bummer.
Here we go.
Yeah. I really think the turning point of that game was my awkward... I didn't have an answer to Thaurissan, and it got 2 ticks off. And anytime a Thaurissan gets 2 ticks off with any number of cards in your opponent's hand, it's going to be problematic. Okay, so let's hop into another game. And so I was thinking of what my answer to Thaurissan would be, and I think ideally, probably on turn 6, what would a rogue do to answer Thaurissan? Backstab Eviscerate? Something along those lines. Something involving backstab. Something involving spell power. You can even go... well, I can't have it in this deck because this is no epics, legendaries, or adventures. But a Talnos. Talnos costs 2 mana. And Eviscerate. Talnos Eviscerate is a 4 mana play, and it deals 5 damage because the Eviscerate is buffed. What are you doing? What are you playing at, my friend? A Murloc Rogue? What? Anyway. Yeah, so I think that would be my answer, but what would be the answer in this deck to Thaurissan? Let's say on turn 6 they drop their Thaurissan. What do I do? What is my response? Assassinate? Assassinate costs 5. 5 costs to deal with 6 cost. It could actually be worth putting in Assassinate. Just thinking about it now. Now playing that into... Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Because it dies basically for free, but some of the value goes... I still get some value when it dies, and that's not too bad. Especially when you're playing this slow. Why are you playing this slow? Okay, interesting. Do I have an ooze sitting around? Do I have an ooze sitting around? This is perfect, actually, for the Deadly Wicked Knife. Since it doesn't make a difference on the first hit how much damage you deal to the Divine Shield. Maybe an Assassinate. It could be... You're going to prep sprint? Interesting. Interesting. It's still quite slow. You've drawn a ton of cards, but you're still playing quite slowly. Unless you draw into a backstab, so you can backstab hit this thing. And which, like, if I was on the other side, I think I would actually do that. It's painful and it sucks, but sometimes you need to regain the tempo as a rogue. And this is a weapon rogue, so I'm thinking there's double oil, double flurry. As a weapon rogue. Yeah, so you're making the tempo play. It's very low card efficiency, but you know, I don't blame you for it. I'll develop the Senjin. Nothing else for me to buff. Senjin also challenges the weapon very nicely. It requires another backstab, and so that's good. Why did you have that crazy Murloc thing though? A Murloc oil deck? What? I don't know. It seems like my opponent, the Stone Man, has gone and net decked some sort of oil rogue, and thought, hey, Murlocs are cool, aren't they? Let's put them in. And I wonder. Okay, so you're just cycling there. What are you waiting on? Because even that is not enough to clear. Anyway. So yeah, what is my answer to Thaurissan? I think Assassinate. Is it worth? And I'll hear you guys' opinion on this. Is it worth mixing in a tech Assassinate? Because it can also be good for things like Ysera. I think it may actually be good for Ysera, Thaurissan, and so forth. Yeah, I think I will actually. Thinking about that now, think if I had an Assassinate in that hand, or even a Silence, I guess. But the Silence is not as tempo-y as Assassinate, although Assassinate is still quite slow. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't clear everything. It needs you to weapon up to do this. That's not too bad. And plus I gained the value from both the minions, because the Buccaneer gave me a better weapon, and the Valiant did 1 damage to the Rogue's face. So we're looking pretty strong here. Now I'll just pressure. I'll pressure. The health is quite low here, so I will pressure. Again, your second charge, your final charge, extra stabby. Your final charge is so much more valuable than your first charge. Your first charge, you can use it just, whatever, it's fine, hit this, hit that. But the second charge, just having the option of having the second charge. Why you want 7 cards and you chose to do Cold Light? Why is that? Why did you choose to Cold Light on 7 cards? You had a handful of combo parts? Like Cold Blood, but you gotta mill yourself before you mill me. That's interesting. Yeah. This is like a mill Murloc oil deck with deadly... I don't know. I have no idea what you're doing. But I think the game's done. Just the amount of cards that I've got in my hand. It's not gonna win you the game. Come on, man. Okay, let's go. Oil. Eviscerate oil. Eviscerate does 2. Oil adds 6. That's 8. Yeah, that's enough. Oh. Yeah, some sort of strange Murloc mill. I like the gumption. I like, the fact that you're trying something, but a little too many cooks in the kitchen, I feel. Anyway, let's try again. Now, I could also, if this weren't a budget deck, a budget climb, there's an epic rogue card called, I think it's called Sabotage,
Watch.
and that is 4 costs, destroy a random minion, and if you combo it, it destroys your opponent's weapon. Now that, in my opinion, is so much more powerful than Assassinate, because Assassinate, you know, just one more mana cost makes a huge difference. I mean, if you guys think about what happened with, I don't remember, but there's some point something was like nerfed by 1 mana, and then people had a cry, as they usually do. But it actually does make a huge difference, and like being able to deal with a Thaurissan with 1 card, like say the Thaurissan, often on turn 6, the Thaurissan comes out by itself, and you can just Sabotage, and then you have 2 mana left to do like that. That's how it makes a difference when you're answering something, and if you have more mana left, you gain more tempo from that answer, and it allows me either to Sabotage weapon up, or Sabotage eviscerate, or sabotage. You know, there's a number of things that you can. The lower cost a card is, the more versatile it becomes, I think. You pull a demon fire. What? The reason I do this instead of weaponing up is next turn I can weapon up Deadly and gain a 4 attack weapon, and that will be quite useful against a number of things. Yes, against that, and I will preemptively clear it, because I do not want to have to deal with power overwhelming and void terror shenanigans. Because if you play an egg in a deck, you definitely intend to activate the egg. You have things in your deck that activate the egg, such as Abusive or Dark Iron. And so preemptively clearing the egg, taking 4 damage to the face, is not always a bad thing. Gives me tempo again. It gives me tempo. Egg is an interesting card. I really like Egg, the design of Egg as a card. Like it requires, you know, as Ben Brode says, it's a build around card. If you put even, like, I think 1 in your deck is sort of, you know, you can just drop it down on a mage's turn 7, and it's like, hey, come on, flame strike my board, give me a Nerubian, and that's actually a good thing. But if you put 2 in your deck, it's definitely a build around. What did you Demon Wrath there? Yeah, see, he was definitely intending to pop the egg, and me taking away that Death Rattle means that the Demon Wrath, basically you spent 3 mana on 1 card to deal with a Buccaneer, and that's a little weak. And, you know, I don't have a target for my Dark Iron, but the Dark Iron is pretty good by itself. What would I replace Dark Iron with? There's a 4 mana card. What would I replace Dark Iron? It's a good card, and I think I didn't craft any of these. I think they just came from packs. What would I replace it with? Ooh, ouch. Healbot. That can work. Do I just ignore it? No, I think I clear it. And I develop Healbot. Like, he didn't have an answer to the Dark Iron, and he took 5 damage. Like, just clearing it did 5 damage. Like, me clearing that means it doing 5 damage to his face, because the 5 damage is already done. Interesting. I may have to double clear again, but that's fine. Sunwalker is nice, but I can't leave this up. So my hand is actually quite awkward, even though my opponent has been playing a little wastefully. I mean, the Pit Lord is fine, but the Demon Wrath on 3 to kill a 1-drop is a little not fine. But I understand why you did it. You know, just get tempo back. Okay, here we go again. Phew. I was thinking I wouldn't be able to deal with this thing, and I think actually that after this game I may actually, when I next make changes to this deck, I will put in an Assassinate, I think. Or perhaps a second sap? No. So there's some things you don't want to sap back to hand. There are some things you just want to die, and Thaurissan is one of them. Sapping it back to hand just means that they can have it later on, and they can have it like there's flexibility to it. Okay, that's fine. You had a Demon Fire in your deck, so you're definitely gonna do something. You're gonna buff this in some way or other. Again, I will save the final charge. I have plenty of, you know, weapon up with this gives me a 2/2 weapon. It's pretty much the same, like very close to the same. And swinging every turn is actually quite important late game. Interesting siphon. Interesting. Are you gonna? Okay, interesting. I forgot there's always tap first, man. Always tap first. Now I'm not gonna deal with this right now because oh, actually I can deal with this right now. Let's do it. Yeah, the sap can be used on something else that gets buffed. Yeah, let's just do it. Like he heals for 1, I get to clear Mistress of Pain for very little. Like I take very little damage myself. Looks to be okay. Is this some sort of Reno deck? Has there been 2 copies of anything? I don't think so. I may have miscounted or misremembered, but I don't think this is anything. I think it maybe is a Reno deck. I wonder. Yeah. But that sprint really helped. So now we have refilled. Like we've caught up with the Warlock. You see 14 cards. The Warlock has been tapping maybe a couple times. This is okay. Interesting. Do I sap this? I wonder. I think I sap what comes out of it. What could be dangerous is if I sap if it ends up pulling out a Doomguard. So it may actually be worth sapping this. Yeah. I think I do. I think I do sap this. Like the threat of the Death Rattle is actually more threatening. Like I don't care about the 3 damage, but the Death Rattle is very threatening. And you know he has random demons in his deck like Mistresses of Pain. So every turn I let you draw more cards means the next time you develop Void Caller, there's a higher chance of it not pulling out a Mal'Ganis. Now I'm not saying you have a Mal'Ganis in your deck, but if I was playing Warlock and I had Mal'Ganis in my must include cards. I'm going to talk about must include cards. If you're a Warlock and you have Mal'Ganis in your collection, you're going to put Mal'Ganis in your deck. If you're a Warlock and you have LJ, Lord Jaraxxus, in your collection, you're probably going to put that in your deck as well. Although it's interesting because you have to choose between one of the 2, because Mal'Ganis is 9 mana, LJ is 9 mana. I wouldn't put 2 9 mana cards in my deck unless you put double Void Caller. So yeah, there's a lot of you see where I'm going with that sort of logic. Yeah. Where was I going? I just went off on a tangent. Sorry. Anyway, come on, friend. Let's do this. So why would you tap there? Obviously, you made the correct play by tapping first. But why did you? Okay, that's good. I think I will Kraken this. Kraken. Now, the Siphon already went out on my Sunwalker. And that's another good thing about Sunwalker as well. Sunwalker can often force out premium removal, although it's a defensive card. Divine Shield minions. So this is the second Siphon. That's okay. I'm happy for you to use half of your mana on a second Siphon. And okay, it's not Reno because you have double Shadow Bolt. Again, tap first, man. Tap first. I may actually fan for card draw. Okay, that works actually. That's really good. And I will. That 1 damage could make a difference. If my opponent drops a heal bot, it could make a difference. And it depends if my opponent drops his or her Void Caller. Flurry could be problematic. Like I need the flurry to end the game. If you flurry before the Warlock dies, there's a chance that you get the Mal'Ganis coming out, and then whatever else comes out from your combo will not finish the Warlock. But this is a great card for anything with Death Rattle. Anything with Divine Shield is great for setting up oil combos. Okay, Shadow Flame. Interesting. What are you going to pull? Interesting. Still a little slow. That's really slow. No, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna save you, my friend. No, I don't think it's gonna save you. Yep, I can weapon up first.
Here we go.
Well played.
Well played.
Okay, that was good. Did we get to 16? I don't know. Let's wait and see. No, I don't think we did. I think with more games we can. So before we finish up, I am going to put an Assassinate in this deck. What would I replace for an assassinate? Destroy. Anything else with destroy mechanics? Or I could run. No. I've already taught myself out of double sap because double sap. Sometimes you don't want to sap something. Sometimes you just want to kill it because you don't want that battle cry you don't want that battle cry going off. Sap is good against death rattle minions. Assassinate is good against battle cry minions. So what do I replace? Tiger? No, I like having Assassin's Blade. Assassin's Blade is actually, like I said, Assassin's Blade is actually quite slow. You need to make it to the late game. You need until turn 9 to keep swinging at the face. I think actually that this is a tough decision, but I think that because I can weapon up. I can always weapon up. It's not a problem, and I can, the oil will go on my hero power. Yeah, I think that I'd take out an assassin. So they both have assassin in their name, but I have chosen assassinate over, and I need to remember to update the overlay. Okay, yeah, I think just facing those Thaurisans and facing letting those Thaurisans get multiple ticks is really, really problematic. So I think in that case it was good for me to make that change to my deck. Okay, cool. All right, let's finish up. I don't think I'm going to play any more games today. Anyway, thanks in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I do this for the love. Any gestures of appreciation mean a lot to me. So hope you guys have a wonderful week. Whether you're working in your job or just relaxing before Christmas. Okay, yeah. So take it easy. This is No Dust signing off.